Still quick. It's not that bad, but all right, here we are. All right, we're live now. Praise the Most High. Okay, so we have been studying Ezekiel, and we're in Ezekiel 36 today. Praise the Most High. And Ezekiel 36, like I've been saying this a lot, but Ezekiel 36 is a very, very important chapter, and it's very powerful. And I want to read a couple of things in preparation for that we can understand. When you read Ezekiel 36, and there's a quotation that many Christians quote from Ezekiel, and it has helped many Christians, including me when I was a Christian. And tell me if you've heard this verse before. So I just want to. This is just a quote from this Ezekiel 36, and let's look at it. Ezekiel 36, and I'm going to read verse 26, because this is one of the verses that many Christians quote, many Christian churches quote it, many Christians quote it, and I'm going to read it. Let's look at Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 26, and then we're going to go back and do what we normally do and get a background in this, because what I'm going to tell you is it's not what people think. Okay, so a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh. Has any of you heard this verse before when you were in Christian churches? Yes, you've heard this verse before. And, and it's a beautiful promise. And it has helped many Christians. But when you read it in its proper context, you're going to find that it's much different than what people thought it was. Now, one thing I will say is this particular verse in Ezekiel is a part of the gospel of Messiah that's in Ezekiel. It is one of the verses that represents the message of justification by faith. This in Ezekiel, and we're going to read it in context as we study this, but it represents the message of, as we're going to read this other verses around it, justification by faith is right here. You see, because the doctrine of justification by faith didn't just arrive in the New Testament. But in the New Testament, it was highlighted and expanded, because it was in the New Testament, of course, that Messiah made his first appearance as the only begotten Son of the Father. And so this doctrine was designed and is still designed to first cause the nation of Israel to be restored spiritually, which is the first step to cause the nation to be restored physically and eternally, right? And then, of course, from that, it was going to restore all those from the Gentiles that received the truth of Messiah, and prepare the people that would become citizens of the eternal kingdom of the Father and of Messiah. So this message of justification by faith is not something that just arrived in the New Testament, although it might be recognized there. It was blown up in the New Testament. It was exalted in the New Testament. It was highlighted to such a degree, and that's why the Apostle Shaul, or Paul, plays a prominent role in the New Testament, because he was the vessel, that was the Hebrew vessel that was used to bring forth this message. Okay, and that is extremely important, because we can't place too much emphasis on the message of justification or righteousness by faith. We can't place too much emphasis on it, because it is the message that frees us from sin. What can be more important, brothers and sisters? What can be more important on this earth than the Father being glorified through his people? And what can be more important to that end than that his people overcome all sin? Does that make sense? Y'all catching that? See, so that's very important. So we're going to look at that, to be declared innocent and to be covered in righteousness and to be given power to be obedient to the Father, so that through our obedience, you see, it is through our obedience that we bring him glory. It's through our obedience. I know people like to say they bring him glory in singing and dancing, and that's all good. But sacrifices and offerings, the Bible says, thou wouldest not. But obedience, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of lambs. So he wants obedience. And of course, what does the Bible say? Here, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and give him and give glory to him, for that is the whole duty of man. Okay, so he created Adam for his glory. And this is part of the point of this chapter 36. The Father created Adam, our father, our flesh father. He created Adam for his glory, to be glorified with the glory that would be covering this earth that he created. Now, Satan came in and stole that from Adam. He stole it. But through Messiah, the Father is going to get his glory, and he's going to get it back. And this is what we need to remember, brothers and sisters. No matter what you see on this planet, no matter what events you see happening, we need to understand that the Bible takes precedence, because the Father's word is going to come to pass, and it's going to come to pass 100% of the time. It will never fail. The Father's word will never fail. Okay, it would never fail. In fact, let's read that. That's one of my favorite scriptures. Let's read it in Isaiah chapter 55. Isaiah chapter 55. In fact, we're going to stay in Isaiah for a couple minutes. Isaiah chapter 55. I'm going to read, let's see. In fact, goodness, man, let's just read this chapter. Let's just read this chapter. Isaiah 55. Let's just read this chapter, okay? I mean, we're not in a hurry. Let's just read this chapter because it's worth reading, okay? It's well worth reading. I'm going to start at verse 1, and let's go down to verse 5 to begin Isha. Thank you very much. From verse 1 to verse 5, notice what it says here. Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that hath no money, come ye, buy and eat. Yea, come, buy wine and milk without money and without price. Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. Incline your ear and come unto me. Hear, and your soul shall live. And I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and commander to the people. Behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not, and nations that knew not thee shall run unto thee, because of Yahweh thy Most High, and for the Holy One of Israel, for he hath glorified thee. Let me stop here. This is important. I mean, I keep saying that tonight, but this is important. I want you to notice what it says here. He said, behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not, and nations that knew thee not shall run unto thee. That is you Israelites. First, he's going to call people that at the time Israel didn't know. That is Gentiles. that the Messiah, remember we read the Messiah said, I have others that are not of this fold, them also must I bring in. And then he said, and nations that knew thee not, that didn't know who you were. They didn't know you were the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Nations that knew thee not shall run unto thee, because the Yahweh thy most high, and for who? The Holy One of Israel. See, there's two entities here. If you notice, there's the Most High Yahweh, and there's the set apart one. Now you tell me, who is he talking about when he talks about the set apart one? Who is that? He said, they shall come unto you, you Israelite people. You Israelite people. They're going to come to you because of the Most High, your Father, and because of the set apart one. Who is that? That's right. Messiah. Because of Messiah. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So let's just ingest this for a second. There's a lot to ingest here, and we don't have time to go into everything. There's a tremendous amount here. But I want you to notice, he's saying that the people of the earth that are going to be saved are going to come to the Most High, and they're going to come to the people of the Most High because of the Messiah of the Most High, who is recognized and is recognizing his true people. He said, we're going to be glorified in Messiah. You see that? Nations that knew thee not shall run unto thee. And this goes along with the book of Revelation, of course, where it says, I will cause them that say they are Jews and are not. Behold, I will cause them to come and bow before your feet and to know that I have glorified you. You see how I want you to see the beauty of how the Bible agrees with itself. Now, here's Isaiah writing these things probably somewhere around 3,000 years ago. Okay? And then 1,000 years after that, Yochanan gets this word where the Most High, the Messiah, the same Messiah says, they're going to glorify my people. The people that claim to be Jews or not, they're going to bow before my true people. Because they're going to see that you have been blessed by me. They're going to see that you belong to me. You say, when is that going to happen? It's coming soon. Let me tell you the circumstances by which this is going to come. You see, brothers and sisters, there are going to be people when it's too late. Listen, when it's too late that want the truth. Too late, they're going to wake up and they're going to see the plagues fall. And the message of the 144,000 would have already been given with the power of the Father. Miracles would have been wrought by the followers of Messiah and the Father, the Israelite people. And those miracles will be ignored by the most of the people because their pastors, which are doing right now, they're put forth superhuman effort to try to keep their flocks and tell them how crazy those people are, how perverted they are, how they don't know the scripture, how they're crazy. And yet, there will be a conviction on the people of the earth. And I want to tell you, I don't know where the saying came from, but many of y'all heard it. Have you ever heard this saying? This is a saying that's been out here for a minute. The revolution will not be televised. I think H-Rap Brown said that back in the 60s. Am I right? I think he said it. He said, the revolution will not be televised. Well, I don't know if the brother understood what we understand in the scripture, but I'm saying that is the truth. The 144,000 will bring forth a message with a power that the earth has not seen. And when they bring it forth, the earth is going to be paralyzed and convicted. And no, it will not be televised. Because everything on television is a lie. And 144,000 are going to be bringing forth truth. Therefore, it will not be televised. And once that message is given, the number of the Israelite nation, the final number that's going to be alive before the Messiah comes, not including the people that rest in their graves, the final number be made up. And I want to tell you right now, we're living in the time. You are seeing people. There are people around you who may already be sealed for hell. Already. There are people around you that have already made their final decisions. I could tell you that right now. You want to know one that all of us know? The President of the United States. You're looking at a lost man. You're looking at a lost man. You say, brother, you judging. Listen, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I don't think so. I don't think I am. You're looking at a lost man. And he might be alive during that time. And all of those devils in Washington, all of those devils working for themselves, all of those devils in these churches claiming to be pastors, going after the money, trying to get in your pocket. You're looking at lost people, and they're not going to turn. They're not. Don't hold your breath. So we are living in a time when you're actually seeing people that could be alive when those plagues fall. They're going to be alive when the 144,000 come. They're going to be alive when that message comes. They're going to reject that message. And it's going to be too late. And when them plagues start to fall on them, some of them, not all of them, but some of them going to come running. They're going to say, wait, what was that you were saying? Wait, where y'all at? Tell me the truth. And we know what? We're not going to be able to say it. We're not going to be able to. You know why we're not going to be able to? Let me explain. Y'all will understand once I break this down to you. Very simple. Very simple. Messiah says it's going to be like it was in the days of Noah. And in the days of Noah, the Father told Noah, my spirit shall not always strive with man. What does that mean? Brothers and sisters, we say it all the time, and it's the truth. The only reason any person comes to the truth and surrenders to it is because they are surrendering to the Father's Spirit. I know people try to make it some esoteric Holy Ghost that just floats around and we don't know it. No, this is the Father's Spirit that comes to us through Messiah, his Son. And that's why we get convicted of truth. That's why we decide, when we make the decision whether to follow truth or not. That's the Father's Spirit. And his Spirit is withdrawing from people that are rejecting it. And they don't even realize what's going on. You know why? Because they don't care. That's what happens to you. You see, what happens to a person when the Father's Spirit withdraws, they don't recognize it. You know why? Because there's a reason his Spirit withdraws. Because they have no love for the truth. They have no love for righteousness. When it comes down to it, they want to do what they want to do. They want to follow what they want to follow. And he lets them. And they don't care that his Spirit is not there. And then what's going to happen? Some people, they're going to recognize. They're going to say, wait a minute. There's a spirit with those people. We are in trouble. They're going to recognize. They're going to see the situation. They're going to see the plagues falling. You see, brothers and sisters, in the society and culture in which we live, I think you have noticed the people that are in charge, the sons of Yafet mostly, they like to be in control. And they don't like it when they don't have control. Have you noticed that? Am I telling the truth or am I making that up? They are so used to, for the over 2 millennium, of being in control that they begin to think that they actually are God and they control everything. Bible says that even their Pope, he sits in the temple like he is the Most High. He sits over there in Rome like he's the Most High. Because they've been in control for so long, they control everything. You think what? You think these economic recessions just happen by accident? No. This is engineered. This is engineered. And they are so greedy. Let me tell you. This global warming thing, they ain't controlling that. But they're trying to use it to make money. It's amazing, isn't it? This thing is destroying the planet right before us, and they're trying to use it to gain more power and money. It's amazing. Yet that's what's happening. It's greed, brothers and sisters. It's greed and narcissism in the highest level. This is where we live right now. So they're going to come and it's going to be too late and we're not going to be able to say anything to them. We might even want to, but the Father's Spirit will not allow us to because it will not bring anything to us for them. And they won't be able to understand it if we could, because the Spirit will not be with them anymore. And it's going to be too late. But right now, as I'm speaking to you, we are being developed. The Father's Spirit is settling on those of us that are seeking the truth and withdrawing from those that don't want it. And that's what happens. It doesn't just go away. It goes from one person and it doubles down on another person. Okay? That's what happens. He don't just take his spirit back to him when people are still on the earth. He take it when a person die. He take his breath back. But the Spirit of the Father that's been striving with an individual that decides they don't want it anymore, he'll withdraw from that individual and double down on somebody else. And that's how Asatan will know who belongs to the Most High. Because you see, you and I, we can't see the angels. I mean, unless they want to make themselves known to us. Angels are able to dwell in a dimension where we can't see them, but unless they want us to see them, right? They're able to do that. Asatan can see them, though. It's like we can't see them. He can see them. And when he sees them leave certain individuals and double down around other individuals, he knows by that. He's going to say, oh, that's one of the Most High. And that, remember what he told Job? What he told the Father about Job? He said, you got a hedge about him. I can't get to him. He said, you got a hedge about him. You got a hedge about him. He said, have you not considered my servant Job? He said, hey, Job served you for nothing. He said, you got a hedge about him. See, because they were doubled up around Job. See, Job is a representative of the last day people. And the only thing that comes upon us is what the Father allows to cause us to be more refined in his spirit, to be more duplicated in his character, to be more in a position where he can seal us with that righteousness. So here in Isaiah, don't worry, I ain't forgot. Here in Isaiah, the Most High is saying that the nations of the earth will be coming to us, those that want the truth. They'll be coming to us to get this truth, because the true Messiah, not this white Jesus, this effeminate one that they got paintings all over the place, not that one, not the European one with blonde hair and blue eyes that represents a Christianity that is not represented in the Bible, not that one. No. The Hebrew Messiah of the Israelite nation from the tribe of Judah, that one. The black one. That one. People are going to, not a lot, but there are people on the earth that's going to recognize. They're going to come. They're going to come to the truth. Praise the Most High Yah. Let's continue Isaiah 55. Notice what it says. Isaiah 55, let's go from verse 6. Let's go from verse 6 and verse 7, Isaiah 55, 6 and 7. Notice what it says. Seek ye Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our Most High, for he will abundantly pardon. You see, brothers and sisters, our Elohim, our Allah, our Most High, as opposed to other gods. Let them turn to our God. You see, brothers and sisters, the truth is, as you already know, and as we say all the time, we don't all serve the same God. That's the absolute truth about it. Listen, you got, and I'll go over this again because it's a point of reference that we should know. You got Jehovah's Witnesses saying that Jehovah's Witnesses are the 144,000, that Jehovah's Witnesses are the chosen people, these pork-eating, Sunday-keeping swines following this Charles Taze Russell, who was a Freemason. You got them. So in their view, everybody should be Jehovah's Witness, right? Everybody should be Jehovah's Witness. They won't even pray with somebody else that they call Christian because they don't believe they're serving the same God. So they Jehovah's Witness. You got them. Then you got the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, right? That mostly you got these Caucasian people coming from Utah, running all over these neighborhoods with this book called the Book of Mormon, trying to get everybody to read that. And they believe this Caucasian man that had all these little girls as wives out in Utah, Joseph Smith, is a prophet, or was, because I'm dead. was a prophet, right? And so everybody should be Mormon, especially the Caucasians. You know, they believe the Caucasians are the favored people. If you ask the Mormon, they'll tell you that the Caucasian man is the children of Israel, the original. They'll tell you that. They believe that, among other things. So if you following them, everybody's supposed to be Mormon. Everybody's supposed to wear special underwear. Everybody's supposed to follow Joseph Smith. Right? So you got the Jehovah's Witness with the Charles Taze Russell and the Watchtower. You got the Mormons with the man that have a whole bunch of wives and killing little girls and all them people out in Utah. Okay? Got them. Then you got the Seventh-day Adventists. Ellen White. They call her. They call anything Ellen White wrote, and y'all who know I'm telling the truth, they call anything Ellen White wrote the spirit of prophecy. That's what they say. Anything she wrote in a book or in a letter is called the spirit of prophecy. And you know now from the Bible why that is blasphemy. That is blasphemy because the spirit of prophecy is the spirit of righteousness from the Father. It is not the writings of a Caucasian woman from Maine. And if you listen to them, because they say they keep the Sabbath, they say they keep the commandments, even though at the same time they say you can't stop sinning. That's what they believe. You can't stop sinning, but you can keep the commandments. See, all of these religions are confused. But anyway, all of us supposed to be SDA. So you got the Jehovah's Witness, all of us supposed to be there. You got the Mormon, all of us supposed to be there. You got the SDA, and I could keep going. I could keep going. I could keep going on and on and on. But you get the point. Now, if all of these people serve the same God, he must be confused. Because he says he got this Caucasian man in Utah, and he told this man to have like 50 wives, including 12-year-old girls, and he's a prophet. You got these people following this man, Charles Taze Russell, and an institution called Watchtower. And this man is supposed to be anointed or something, and he's supposed to be a prophet. Then you got Ellen White. She's supposed to be a prophet. Caucasian woman from Maine helped create SDA Church. And they all say they serve the same God. He must be confused. He must be confused. Okay? Because they going at each other even. Okay? But we who are Israelites understand the truth. These are all people that serve different gods. Each of them serve different gods. And all of these churches, which are all daughters of Rome. The Bible says Rome is the mother of harlots. Christianity came from the Roman Catholic Church. And Rome is just sitting back and laughing because Rome controls all the Christian religions. She controls all of them. Remember that dude, what was his name? Tony Roberts? He died. But Tony Roberts stood up there. He was some bishop or something. And he told them they had a big conference somewhere with all the Protestant leaders. And he was there and he said, I don't know what you're talking about. You're Protestant. There's no protest. We all the same. And all of you came out of Rome and nobody complained. Nobody argued with him. They knew he was telling the truth. Okay. But they're all different denominations. Then you got the Muslims. The Muslims say that they have this prophet, one man called Muhammad, who was an Arab. He wasn't an Israelite. He was an Arab. And he also said, like Moses, he went to some mountain and he came down with this book they call the Quran. And they worship this big block of stone in Saudi Arabia, in the land of Moab and Ammon and Edom, in Saudi Arabia. Actually, it's east of that. Okay? And they say we should all be following Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet. They don't got no covenant. There's no covenant. They don't have a Messiah unless it's Muhammad. But we all supposed to be Muslim. Yet they say all of us serve the same God. Our Most High tells us there's a true God and there's false gods. And the only true God is the God of the nation of Israel. That's the only true one. The Bible says all the gods of the nations are idols. Yahweh made the heavens. There's only one. And he has revealed himself to several people. But all the people from Abraham to now that he revealed himself to have been Israelites. Israelites. He gave us this book, the Bible, for the last days of Earth's history where we live. He gave us this book. This is the last days we in. And this book is filled with words that came through Hebrew Israelites. That's what these words came from. Okay? So he said, all the rest of you, you need to listen to these people here because I've chosen them. You despise these people, but I've chosen them. And so he says, come to our God. Seek him while he can be found. Call upon him while he is near. Brothers and sisters, the truth of it is, the only reason this earth is still existing as it exists now is because the 144,000 are not yet sealed. Once they are sealed, remember what the word said, hold the winds until we have sealed the servants of the Most High Yah in their foreheads. Hold the winds. That's the only thing holding it back. Once they are sealed, and Messiah, as the high priest, is standing between us and the Father right now. Once he seals this 144,000 and they give the message, and brothers and sisters, all of it's going to happen very, very quickly. My wife and I were talking today. Do you know that on this coming Monday, it's going to be April the 1st. April the 1st of 2019. And I was talking to my wife and I was like, I remember in December, my office had, an office Christmas party at this whole big hotel in Washington, D.C. Big office Christmas party was in December. It was early December. And between that office Christmas party and now, I can't really tell you all that has happened because it's gone by so quickly. And I'm like, whoa, what happened to them 3 months? It just kind of went by really fast. Just kind of blurred. And I realized we're talking about the Most High's allowing time to blur because, as we said, he's ready to return. The Most High was ready to return when Messiah went into the most holy place of the sanctuary. He was ready to return then. The only thing he's waiting for, or should I say working for, is the sealing of the 144,000. That's the only thing. And so from that point, he has allowed time. I can't explain to you how, these scientific guys, how can time go faster? It's still 60 seconds in a minute and 60 minutes in an hour. I mean, but am I lying? Do y'all recognize that time is flying? Right? And do y'all recognize time is flying? Am I bearing witness to something that's true? Y'all recognize time is flying, right? It is going by quicker. I don't know how, but I believe the Father is allowing it because he wants to wrap this thing up. He's trying to wrap it up. He's not playing. He is not playing. And so when the 144,000 bring that final message to this earth that's not going to be televised, it might take, I think there's going to be, as we talked about when we studied Revelation, we saw Revelation 11. We saw that several times the number 3.5 years, 1,260 days, a time times the dividing of time, 42 months. All representing the same amount of time. We saw that, and I believe a 3.5 year period is coming that's either going to represent the great time of trouble and or the message of the 144,000. The Most High hasn't made that as clear to me yet, but he's going to, because as we get closer to it, he clarifies things. And he's going to make it clear to all of his servants all over this earth. But that 3.5 years is going to go by very quickly. Very, very quickly. It's not going to, it sounds long, 3.5 years, but look, man. This is 2019. Wasn't it just 2016 yesterday? You see how fast this went? Wasn't it just 2016 yesterday? And it's 3 years now. Right? It's not going to last long, man. It's going by quickly. And so he's saying, Look to him while you can. Look to him while you can. Okay, while you can. Because now is the time. Let's finish this now. This next section is why we came here. Notice Isaiah 55 from verse 8 to verse 13. Notice what it says. Isaiah 55, 8 to 13. Notice what it says. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways your ways, saith Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. For ye shall go out with joy, and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break before you into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. Instead of the thorn shall come up the fir tree, and instead of the briar shall come up the myrtle tree. And it shall be that to Yahweh for a name, for an everlasting sign that shall not be cut off. Praise the Most High. Praise the Most High. See, so this is the thing. This is not for everybody. I'm just going to be honest. I've said this before. I said it's not for everybody. This is for the chosen people. This is for the chosen people. Why? Because he wants us to understand. If we understand that there's a creator, if we understand that he has chosen Abraham, if we understand that we are his children, he wants you to understand that there's no word that he speaks through these Israelite prophets of the Bible that is not going to come to pass. Everything he says is going to happen. And brothers and sisters, we ourselves are witnesses of the word bringing forth, because here we are the children of the last days. It was our fathers that came over here in chains. We're going to talk more about that from Ezekiel 36. It was our fathers that came over here in chains. It's us that were getting shot in the street. It's us that were getting hung from trees. Us, like the Messiah, hung from trees with our genitals cut out. It was us they exploit and use and bring drugs to. It's us. And here we are. We're still here. We survive. Why? Because the Father has ordained it for his own glory. You know, I like to listen. If you were to look on some of my playlists in my YouTube channel, you'll see all kind of crazy things. Because I have to tell you, I listen to all kind of things. I watch different things on YouTube. I watch some skinheads. I like to hear what they say, because I know what I'm saying is the truth when I'm listening to what they're saying. I listen to different things. Okay. And I was listening to this brother, and he's got this total fear of, he said, black people are being systematically exterminated because we're mixing with Caucasian people. And he really has a big problem with black men being with Caucasian women and with black women being with Caucasian men, because he's saying they're trying to breed us out. That's what this thing is. You know, we're going to be bred out, he said. Which I think it's kind of silly, and I'll tell you why it's silly. Number one, on just a physical level. I mean, and any of you scientists listening to me, please correct me if I'm wrong, but the chromosome from the black man is the strongest chromosome on Earth. I mean, scientifically speaking, it's been scientifically studied that the chromosome from the black man is the most strongest chromosome on planet Earth. Like all the other ones are weaker than that one. See, and that's why the Caucasian had this rule that if you had one drop of black blood, you considered black. You know why? Because they know, even if some black man has a baby with some Caucasian woman, and even if that kid grows up and has a baby with some other Caucasian, someplace down the line, there's going to be some dark-skinned child that comes out, and they're going to wonder where it came from, because you cannot kill that chromosome. You cannot. You just can't. Aside from the fact that the Most High has ordained us to be here. Okay, you're not going to go against him. I don't care what the plans are. I mean, in case you haven't been watching, they've been trying to exterminate us in this country for at least 400 years. I mean, exterminate us. Do you know in Brazil, right? The history of slavery in Brazil actually has the highest number of former slaves from Africa than any nation on earth. Do you know that? Like they have the highest number of people that are actually Hebrews from West Africa than anybody on earth. And in Brazil, what they used to do is they purposely used to work the men until they died by the time they were 21. They would work them to literally to death. That's where you get the term, working them to death. That's where you get the term, you working them like a Hebrew slave. You think that's just made up? They used to literally try to kill them by the time they were 21, bring some more on, and then keep going. That's what they did. Okay? That's what they did. But we still here. We still here. Why are we still here? Because the Creator, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has ordained that we're going to be here. And we're going to be here. They're not going to be able to blond us out. They tried to do that. Actually, they did try that now. They tried it in Egypt. They tried it in North Africa. They tried it in Australia with the Aborigines. They came down to Aborigines. You know what they did? Australia, and the Australians will tell you this. I'm not saying anything that's a lie. Australia was founded by Caucasian convicts from Europe. They brought the convicts down, the wildest convicts, and they put them on in Australia. They left them there. Okay? Australia and New Zealand. That's where them come from. You notice they got a similar, twanged in the English. Them were the convicts. When they were really bad, they put them down there. And then them Caucasians came down there and they tried to breed out the black people that was there. Didn't work. You did make a whole bunch of light-skinned ones, but you still got the dark ones there. You're not going to be able to get rid of that chromosome. It's going to be there. Okay? They did the same thing in North Africa. They tried to breed out the black Egyptians to the point where they're trying to tell us now the Egyptians were never black. I mean, come on. Can't get rid of them big statues and them paintings on the wall, though. Can't get rid of them. But what happened now, they couldn't do it. So they brought the Greeks in. They brought the people in from Germany. They brought them all into North Africa to try to breed it out. And what they did instead is the true ones that were there are now living in the southern areas of those countries. Morocco, Libya, Egypt. Those are the original ones. And they're treated just like we treated here. Second-class citizens. Same way. And the lighter ones and the ones that look Caucasian, those are the ones that get all the privilege. Okay, that's just how it is because that's the curse that's on us. It's the same everywhere. Okay? It's the same everywhere. So you're not going to be able to breed out or get rid of that chromosome. You just not. It's ordained from the Father. It's just you're not going to be able to do it. Okay. No matter what they try. So I tell the brother, don't worry about that, man. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm not. Well, anyway, I'm gonna leave it like that. But His word is not going to return void. It's going to accomplish that which He pleases. It's going to prosper where He sent it. And He said they're going to come looking for us for this truth. They're going to be blessed because of our Messiah, the Israelite Messiah, the true one. All these other ones are fake. The gods of the nations are idols. There's no other true God. And let me just explain to you one more thing. I don't want anybody to think, like I said, man, we are behind enemy lines. All Hebrews are behind enemy lines. We're all behind enemy lines. All of us. And so I'm not going to say, to the homosexual, you need to be stoned and I'm living in his land. I'm living in his land where he get more rights than me. I can't say you need to be stoned. This is his land. See? You understand? Testing one, you're following? So, we live at peace with all men. If you want to worship the God of the Jehovah's Witnesses, go ahead, do that. You want to worship the God of the SDAs or the God of the Mormons or the God of the Roman Catholics or the God of the Islamic ones, or you want to worship the God of the Judaisms from the Edomites, go ahead, do that. Hey, that's your business. You want to sodomize yourself with men and women want to lick up on women? Hey, that's your business. Go ahead and do that. You got nothing to do with me. But as far as the kingdom that I know I'm going to, ain't going to be none of that. Ain't going to be none of that. But that's their business. You understand? That's why Messiah, that's why people get this confused. That's why He said, pray for your enemies. That's why He said, do good to them that hate you. He's trying to say, stay cool. Don't get in trouble with these people. This is their land. You're behind enemy lines. He's talking to Israelites and they were being controlled by Romans even at that time. Yeah, live peaceably with all men. Don't start no revolutions up in this piece. What you want to do though, you want to make sure you covered in the Father's righteousness. You want to make sure you obey his commandments, because when he comes the next time, he's coming with the sword. So you ain't got to worry about that. Okay? We ain't got to worry. Stay cool. Stay cool. Be obedient. Live peaceably. Let them enjoy this. This is their heaven. This is their time right now. But it's not going to last long. We're living at the end of it. See, we're living at the end of it. The rainbow is going to be in the sky where it belongs and not on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so that's why his word is going to come to pass. One more chapter from Isaiah. Notice Isaiah now that we're here. Isaiah chapter 51. Isaiah chapter 51. I'm not going to read this whole one because we don't have a lot of time. I mean, I don't want to take all night. I want to get to Ezekiel, but I want to get this backdrop thing done. Isaiah chapter 51. We're going to read parts of this. Let's start off first from verse 1 down to verse 5. Isaiah 51, 1 through 5. Notice what it says. Isaiah 51, 1 through 5. Hearken unto me, ye that follow after righteousness, ye that seek Yahweh. Look unto the rock whence ye are hewn, and to the hole of the pit whence ye are digged. Look unto Abraham your father, and unto Sarah that bare you. For I called him alone, and blessed him, and increased him. For Yahweh shall comfort Zion. He will comfort all her waste places. He will make her wilderness like Eden, and her desert like the garden of Yahweh. Joy and gladness shall be found therein, thanksgiving and the voice of melody. Hearken unto me, my people, and give ear unto me, O my nation, for a law shall proceed from me, and I will make my judgment to rest for a light of the people. My righteousness is near, my salvation is gone forth, and mine arms shall judge the people. The isles shall wait upon me, and on mine arm shall they trust. Notice that the several times here that the word righteousness is proclaimed. He says, hearken ye that follow after righteousness. Again, let's point this out. Messiah is a representation of the Father's perfect righteousness. The word of the Father, the Bible, is a representation of a written representation of his righteousness. The Father's Spirit is a representation of his perfect character of righteousness. The covenant is a representation of the Father's character of righteousness. And he said, follow, he hearken unto me, ye that follow righteousness. Yes, brothers and sisters, ye that look to the Father, ye that look to his covenant, ye that look to his Son, ye that look to be covered in his character, to be like him. Look, he said, listen. He said, look unto Abraham that bare you. And I want you to notice what he's saying. This is Isaiah, Yeshaya, that's given this prophecy. And I want you to notice the Most High didn't give him the word, look unto Adam that bare you. He didn't even start with Adam. He said, Abraham, your father. Because the chosen people, yes, there's some chosen people obviously before Abraham. Definitely. There's no question. But he wants us in these last days to understand that it started with Abraham. He said, Abraham, I called him alone. Why do you have to bring that up? I called him alone. Blessed him. Increased him. Because brothers and sisters, I want you to understand what we kind of know already, but maybe the brothers and sisters listening may not understand. Don't look for crowds of people to be with you when you follow the righteousness and truth of the Father. You're going to end up standing alone. At least you're going to feel alone. And that's part of the journey of being, of being set apart. It's part of the journey. And that is why these false Christian churches, they try to appeal to your sense, and it's a natural human sense to want to be around other people. They try to appeal to your sense of not wanting to be alone. They try to make loneliness into something that you just can't take. Like you'll do anything to not be alone. And yet, our father Abraham was called alone. The Most High said, I want you to separate from your family and your kindred. And I want you to go to a place that I'm going to show you. And Abraham went. Abraham was 75 years old when he was called to separate from his family. And then he was promised a seed. He said, "I'll make your seed the stars of heaven." So now he get this Egyptian, this child of Mizraim. He get this child of Mizraim, Hagar. And him and his wife come up with the scheme, and they said, "Well, I'm 65." Wife said, "I'm 65. I'm too old to be having some children, so it must be to one of these servants." So have this sister from Mizraim, this Hamite, have her and have the child with her. So he does. Child gets to a certain age, and the father comes to Abraham and says, "That ain't the one. That ain't the one. That's you. You did that. That's not me. That's you. You decide. You and Sarah decide to do that. That's what y'all did." No. And he gave Abraham, people realize that, but if you read Genesis, he gave Abraham many sons, many children from many women. Abraham had more than just one woman. He had concubines. He had Keturah as another wife, but then he had concubines. And the Bible said, the Most High said, "Send all of them away because I got one chosen seed." Who's that? It's going to come from Sarah. Well, wait, what? Sarah, 90 years old. She going to have a child? Sarah said, "I'm 90 years old. My Lord going to give me a child?" Yep. This is the chosen seed. See, he made a distinction. This is the chosen seed. Look unto Abraham that bare you, you Israelite nation. You came from that chosen seed. That was Isaac. Isaac had Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons that made up the 12 tribes of Israel. We're the seed of the 12 tribes. That's you and me. We're the seed of the 12 tribes. He said, look to Abraham, because here in these last days, don't let yourself get caught up in being lonely. Don't worry about that. You're going to get fellowship soon enough, brothers and sisters. You got to hang on and be strong. This is important times right here. And he's training you. He's training you. See, this is where the rubber meets the road. When you sitting in them churches, they talking philosophy. They don't talk nothing that's going to give you any power. They really don't. They talking philosophy. They've been talking that philosophy in our ears for 400 years, and we still slaves. They've been talking that philosophy for 400 years. And what? We got to go marching through streets to be able to do stupid things like sit in a restaurant next to them. That's crazy. Isn't it? We got to go marching in streets and get bit by dogs and have little kids blown up in their churches just so that we can go vote. We ain't equal with them. Stop lying to yourself. If we was equal with them, we wouldn't have to be going through all that. If we was equal. We never been, we never will, because this nation was not built for us to be equal with them. They did not bring us over here on them slave ships to be equal with them. That's not the case. We're the chosen people of the Most High. Egypt is not our nation. We have a nation. We have a land. We have a God. We have a Messiah. And he said, follow him. You're not going to be with a crowd of people in this thing. You remember what Messiah said? He said, when you get ready to go pray, seriously, go in your closet and shut your door. Pray to your Father in secret. Why did he say that? Because brothers and sisters, look where we at. These people standing up in these churches praying. What God they praying to? The one that gives them money? The one that gives them money. So he said, go pray in secret to your Father. And the Father sees you in secret and he'll reward you openly. Oh yes, praise the Most High, Yah. So you get on your knees in quiet early in the morning when it's dark or late at night when it's dark. Get in a quiet place. Sometimes I go to the bathroom. Sometimes I do turn off the light. Just get on my knees on that sink and start to pray. That's if I get up late. If I get up at my normal time, I go beside my bed when it's dark. 4 something in the morning. Yeah. Talk to my Father. Tell him everything's on my heart. What's bothering me. What I need from him. He knows what I need. And I'm talking to him about his spirit. I'm talking about keep myself meek and humble when people disrespect me. I have to tell you, man, I'm just like all of y'all. Same thing. And I got a problem. I understand. I'm going to tell you, man. I'm telling you how I am. I've been denied service. I'm old enough to have been denied service at restaurants. Have Caucasian men point guns at me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Have been followed in stores. Been arrested. All of that. All of that. Working 3 jobs. All of that. Did all of that. Lost cars and houses. All of that in this system, man. Been through all of that. And I want to tell you something. Been in positions many times where many Caucasian men and women been moved ahead of me that were lesser than me. Many times. And so, coming up in life, my father, he always said, man, if you were of age in the 60s, you'd have been a black Muslim. And I said, I probably would have. Because I have to pray to stay humble and meek, because I have this problem with Caucasian males. I do. I have to be honest, and I have to pray humble and meek, so that when one of them young ones, they put them over me, I stay cool, man. Oh, it's all good, because this ain't my heaven, man. This is not my heaven. I just praise him. I got a job, and I keep on going. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Because this is not the place for us to prosper. I don't care what people are telling you. This is not the place. This is not the world. This is not the system for us to prosper. This is not built for that. It's not built for us. I'm just telling you. It's not even built now for a lot of the Caucasians. It's not even. It's only built for a few of them at the top. That's what it's built for. And even when you get a person like a Castro that says, I want to distribute the wealth equally among all the people, I want all the people, even in Cuba, they treat black people like dirt. Even in Cuba, even in communist Cuba, they treat black people like dirt. The Caucasian Cubans get treated better. Isn't that amazing? Because the curse is the curse. It is what it is, man. And any nation like Haiti that rose up against the oppression and kicked them Caucasians out, look at Haiti today. They trying their best to bring that nation to its knees, man. Because the curse is the curse, man. The curse is the curse. It's not for us to prosper in Babylon. It's for us to prosper in the kingdom. And the Most High is trying to wake us up to his righteousness and his truth so that we can get the kingdom. And we praise him because we're living at that time where it's going to happen. We are living at the time where we're going to see it. Praise the Most High. Yeah, we are going to see it. It's exciting, man. It really is. Let's continue reading. Let's skip down in chapter 51. Notice, I want to read this last part here before we jump into Ezekiel. Watch what it says here. Isaiah 51. I'm going to read from verse 15. Read from verse 15 down to verse 23. Isaiah 51. And there's a lot here too, but we got to get to Ezekiel, so I don't want to stay here too long, but Isaiah 51 from verse 15 down to verse 23. Notice what it says. But I am Yahweh, thy most high, that divided the sea, whose waves roar. Yahweh of hosts is his name. And I have put my words in thy mouth, and I have covered thee in the shadow of my hand, that I may plant the heavens and lay the foundations of the earth, and say unto Zion, thou art my people. Awake, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem, which has drunk at the hand of Yahweh the cup of his fury. Yes, we did. Thou hast drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling and wrung them out. There is none to guide her among all the sons whom she hath brought forth. Neither is there any that taketh her by the hand of all the sons that she hath brought up. To these two things are come upon unto thee. Who shall be sorry for thee? Desolation and destruction, and famine and the sword. By whom shall I comfort thee? Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets, as a wild bull in a net. They are full of the fury of Yahweh, the rebuke of the Most High. Therefore, hear now this, thou afflicted, and drunken, but not with wine. Thus saith Yahweh, thus saith thy Most High, Yahweh, thy Most High, that pleased the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury, and thou shalt no more drink it again, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground, as the street to them that went over. Oh, yes. He's getting ready to take it off of us and put it on them. Why do you think they protesting in the street, all them skinheads? Why do you think they grabbing all their guns and going crazy and buying all these, these guns with these gats with the semi-automatic and got the pipes on it and all that? Why do you think they doing that? They see what's happening. They don't know how to stop it because they can't control it. They can't control it. You see, brothers and sisters, when the Most High makes his moves, which he's already begun to do, the sons of Yafet, the people of this earth that run this earth, they cannot stop it. This is the thing that's not in their control. When the plagues fall, that's why they're going to go crazy, when it's not in their control anymore. You see, if you just go back even 100 years, you can go back less than that, but if you go back 100 years, they had this whole place on lockdown. And any place you went, because of the color of your skin, you were recognized as somebody of lower class. They had it on lockdown. You couldn't go nowhere. Every place you went, you get a job, you got to ask them. You run a business, you got to ask them. They had it on lockdown. But now, things are changing. Like, they still controlling everything, but they can even see. See, the elite think they're controlling it, and they putting their own cousins in the middle class, driving them down, trying to exploit everybody because they greedy. Because they're greedy. Greed is it's real. Greed is real. And they greedy. And they trying to exploit and make more power. But when them plagues fall, that's why the Bible says the merchants of the earth throw dust in the air. Because they're going to see this is not under their control. They can't stop this. And it's going to turn their world upside down. They can't stop it. When the Most High has ordained something, man can't stop it. It's going to happen. He has ordained that somebody is going to drink that cup of fury that we've been drinking for a couple thousand years. Somebody, aside from us, is going to be afflicted. Somebody aside from us is going to be enslaved. Somebody aside from us is going to suffer. He has ordained it. And he said his chosen people are going to rise up out of it. Now, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 36. Let's look at that now. Ezekiel chapter 36. Yeah. Now, let's go there. Ezekiel 36. You know, one of the things about Ezekiel is unique among the Israelite prophets in that, I mean, as we've already seen, like, he caused Ezekiel at one point to walk naked in front of the brethren. Remember that? He told him walk naked in front of the brethren. He did that. He told Ezekiel to eat bread with dung in it, right? I mean, he's had Ezekiel do some crazy thing. I want you to lie on your side for X number of days and then turn and lie on the other side for X number of days. He had Ezekiel dumb in terms of not stupid, but dumb in terms of not being able to talk, have his tongue tied until it's time to prophesy. Ezekiel, if you just looking at Ezekiel, you might think this brother's crazy, right? Because of all the things the Most High had him do. You might say, this brother crazy. He wasn't crazy. He was a Levite priest. And so here, he's going to have this brother prophesy, not to the people, to the mountains. He's going to have him prophesy to trees. Tell the mountains this. Tell the trees this. Watch. Ezekiel chapter 36. Imagine this brother standing out in the middle of the wilderness prophesying to the mountains and the trees. People might think this brother's crazy, but the brother is anointed. Again, Ezekiel 36, I'm going to start at verse 1. and go down to verse 5, notice what it says, Ezekiel 36. This is what we came for. Ezekiel 36 from verse 1 to 4. 1 to 4. I'm sorry. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Yashar'al, and say, ye mountains of Yashar'al, or Israel, hear the word of Yahweh. Thus saith the Most High Yahweh, because the enemy have said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Now, we're going to get into that in a second. Therefore, prophecy and say, thus saith the Most High Yahweh. Because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are an infamy of the people. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Most High Yahweh. Thus saith the Most High Yahweh to the mountains, and to the hills, and to the rivers, and to the valleys, and to the desolate places, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey, a derision, and to the residue of the heathen that are round about. So he's about to make an announcement. And he's making this announcement. He's going to have his prophet make this announcement to the mountains and hills. Why? Because nobody will believe him. That's why. Who believes today that the black man that come off the ship is the true Israelite? Who believes that? Only a few. Even of you who are Israelites by blood, even a few, y'all can see not a lot of people believe that. And you Caucasians that have come to this truth, you know even few. How many of your cousins believe it? Very few people. Prophesying to the mountains. Nobody believes in this. Not only that, he said, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Let me ask you this question. Y'all know in the Bible, when they talk about the high places, what they're talking about? When they talk about the high places, what are they talking about? What is the Bible, whenever it mentions the high places? And it does a lot. Not necessarily. When it talks about the high places, it can be true, Bathaman. I'm not saying you're completely wrong, but there's a specific reason. A specific reason. Nope, the high places are always places of worship. That's right. Kimmy got the high places are always places of worship. They're places of worship. Yeah, they're considered heaven. They are. They're considered heaven too. They are. That's heaven as well. But when the Bible talks about the high places, oftentimes, and especially if you read the so-called Old Testament, they're talking about places of worship. Because it was believed that going into a place in the mountains or places high were getting closer to whatever God you were worshiping. Okay, so they called them the high places. Especially if you read the Kings and the Chronicles, you'll hear a lot about the high places. Okay, you'll hear a lot about that. So they would use high places of worship. So what is going on here? He says even the high places or even the places of worship. See, the heathen saying even the places of worship are our possession. You see where that's going? Say, even the places of worship are our possession. Aha, he's telling Israel, oh, you thought you was on top? No. Even the religious places are in our possession. Is that true or not? Right now, we talked about it. All the different religions, they all come from the same place, from the same devil, and they're controlled by the same people. Christianity is controlled by the Caucasians. The Caucasians control Judaism. The Caucasian introduced the Arab to Islam. That's the truth about it. It was them that, why do you think Islam has rosary beads, just like the Catholic Church? Why do you think they give honor to this woman called Khadijah, who was the first wife of Muhammad, just like Mary? Why do you think they do that? That's not accident. It's not accidental, okay? They come from the Catholic Church. It's not an old religion either. Islam came after Roman Catholicism. It came after Roman Catholicism. Islam came after. And when it came after, it blew up to such a degree, it actually attacked its creator. It actually attacked Rome. Yep, actually did that. Rome, of course, spanking it back today with the United States, but that's a different story. So they're controlling all the religions, except they cannot control the chosen people. They cannot control the Most High Yahweh and his chosen people and his word and the Father's Spirit. They cannot control that. That is why you're going to see people get more and more angry. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see people get angry, especially if you start following this truth and you start being faithful to this truth. And you ain't got to proclaim it. Nobody's asking you to proclaim it in those street corners yet. I mean, people are doing that, but you don't. No, all you got to do is seek to wear the Father's righteousness, to be obedient to his commandments. People are going to dislike you. There's going to come a time they're going to dislike you for that. They're going to ask you this question if they're not asking you already. This is the question. Listen, here it is. Here it is. What church do you go to? Are they asking you that? What church do you go to? I don't go to any church. Oh, are you a home church Christian? I'm not a Christian. Oh, are you a Muslim? No, I'm not a Muslim. I'm an Israelite. Oh, you're Jewish like me. No, I am not. That's when you're going to get the sideways look. You're not Jewish like me. You're not a Christian. You're not a Muslim. Well, what are you then? Are you in a cult or something? What are you? Israelite. Oh, them Hebrew Israelites that yell on the corner, that's you? Oh, you hate white people, don't you? Oh, you're that cult. And it's going to get worse. Because the agents that are working among them Hebrew Israelites, they're going to get frustrated. You know why? Because brothers and sisters, I don't care how slick people are. I don't care what their plans are, their worldly ambitions and plans to infiltrate, like they did with the Black Panthers, like they did with the Nation of Islam, like they continue to do with your Al Sharptons, with your Jesse Jacksons, and whoever else they try to act like represents black people on. It doesn't matter. Because this movement is not of man. It's the Father's Spirit. The Father's Spirit is moving it. It got nothing to do with nobody's denomination, nobody's church, nobody's building, nobody trying to get money. You see, brothers and sisters, the shaking has already begun. The shaking between truth and error, between sheep and goats, has already started. And truth is the dividing sword. And people that are following the truth, you're going to see it's shaking, it's dividing already. And it's going to become very, very stark in a very couple of years. It's going to be very stark. Those that the Bible says, I'm going to show them, and they're going to be at my jewels. You're going to see who serveth Yah and who doesn't. It's going to be very clear. Most people are going to go to the majority. That's what most people do. They're going to go to the majority. Majority going to have the money, going to have the land, going to have the weapons, going to have everything. And it's going to look bad for us. They're going to go with the majority. But brothers and sisters, we will not move off this truth, because you cannot get anything more valuable, more powerful than the Father's Spirit. And the more you have a real experience with the Father's Spirit, the more solid you're going to be. You're not going to move anywhere, because everything else becomes empty and worthless. That's what happens. Everything else becomes empty and worthless. The more you receive of the Father's Spirit, the more joy you will have in your life. And it's not going to be because of any specific reason in terms of you hit lotto or you did this or you did that. It's because of his Spirit just brings it. You're going to have a contentment and satisfaction because of the Spirit of the Father, no matter what happens, no matter what the situation. Because you're going to know from your own experience that he will take care of you. And people around you will not understand it. That's going to become more and more stark. See, people talk a good game. You could talk all kind of game. When you inside somebody's church, you can talk. Y'all know you could talk across. Some Negro can stand up and talk all kind of game. But when it's time for power to move, you're going to see what's up. When it's time for miracles to be wrought, you're going to see what's up. Foaming at the mouth and yelling some of what you call unknown tongue is not going to get it done. And you're going to see that. It's already starting. He's already getting his people prepared. Praise the Most High Yah. Let's continue. Ezekiel 36. So he's talking to people that think they own everything, people that think they control all the religions, people that have watch verse 5 though. Ezekiel 36 verse 5. Watch this. Watch this very carefully. Remember now, chapter 35 last week, we talked about Edom, right? Watch this. Therefore, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea which have appointed my land into their possession, with the joy of all their heart, and with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. Whoa. Remember we talked about Edom last week? In fact, chapter 35 talked about Mount Seir, and we told y'all that our suspicion is, now, not all Caucasian people are Edom, because then you wouldn't have any sons of Japhet, right? But even among the sons of Japhet, there is a distaste for the Ashkenazi. I mean, if truth be told, they've been chased out of more places than I don't know what. You understand? Them Caucasian Ashkenazis been chased out of more places, because every place them people go, they start themselves a bank and they start controlling the money. They just do that. That's what they do. Okay? That's how they started. They were Khazaria, and they had a trading route that everybody had to come through to get between China or between the Far East and between Europe, and they had to pay to come through there. So they've been into money and banking a long time. That didn't come from the Most High. That's from Asatan, and they used to running things in Asatan's world with Asatan's funds. That's why to this day they're the money people for Rome. They're the front people. They're the money people. Okay, just how it is. And the Bible says, and they have appointed his land. Well, wait a minute. The Ashkenazi Jews, are they in the Hebrews' land? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They've taken it for their own possession. They're about to be destroyed, though. They're about to be destroyed. Let's look at this now. Ezekiel chapter 36. We're going to read from verse 6 down to verse 11. We're going to stop here for the night from 6 to 11, but I want to spend a minute on it. Notice again. Prophecy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys, thus saith the Most High Yahweh. Behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because ye have borne the shame of the heathen. That's his true people. We have borne the shame of the heathen. Yes, we have. Therefore, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, I have lifted up mine hand. Surely the heathen that are about you, they shall bear their shame. But ye, O mountains of Israel, ye shall shoot forth your branches and yield your fruit to my people of Israel. For they are at hand to come. Ooh, this is clear, isn't it? Behold, I am for you, and I will turn unto you, and ye shall be tilled and sown. I will multiply men upon you, all the house of Israel, even all of it. And the city shall be inhabited, and the waste shall be builded. And I will multiply upon you man and beast, and they shall increase and bring fruit. And I will settle you after your old estates, and will do better unto you than at your beginnings. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Notice what you see what it said. So they took the land, they took all the religions, and they have everybody following them. And we have been what? Born the shame of them. Just in case you didn't know who the Israelites are, just look at the people that are born the most shame at the hand of the Edomites and the Caucasians. Notice the people that are born the most shame at their hand. And the people that are the despised ones. The people that are the lowest class, the poorest, the most diseased, the most jailed. You know, I heard an interesting statistic this week. The United States of America has 5% of the world's population. So 5% of the entire Earth's population is in the United States of America. 5%. And yet in the same United States of America, 25% of the people that are in prison are in the United States of America, worldwide. 25% of the people worldwide that are in prison are in the United States of America. And the majority of them are these same Hebrews. Just in case you didn't know who we were. The same ones. Wait, you know, look, honestly, If I asked any black person that's been born and raised who are the descendant of slaves in this country, right, in the United States, wait, listen to me now. If I ask any black person who is a descendant of a slave, okay, like I am, like many of you are, hey, do you know anybody that's in your family that has been to jail? Wait, tell the truth now. Do you know anybody, your cousins, your brother, your sister, your mother, that has been to jail? Huh? Of course you do. And why? Because we just evil people. Because all black, because the color of our skin, we just bone evil. Is that what it is? We just the most evil people on earth. We must be, because they got us in jail more than anybody else. No. The truth is, because we are the chosen people. Because we are the chosen people of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and our fathers worshipped other gods. And the Most High wants us to turn back to him. And we can praise the Most High, although we're the most incarcerated people on the planet, literally. The most incarcerated people on the planet. Although that's the case, we can see the tide is turning. We can see things are changing. An awakening has already begun. It's happening. We can already see it. Praise the Most High Yah. And this word is coming to pass. I'm going to multiply men upon you, you house of Israel. I'm going to bring you the fruit of the land. You're going to be in the land. I'm going to turn around your fortunes. You are my people, and you're going to know who I am. I love when he says that. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh. See, brothers and sisters, we have had so many false gods stuffed down our throat. The white Jesus especially has been stuffed down our throat. We have had so much white Jesus, it's coming out of our ears. And brothers and sisters, you can go in any hood. 2 things you're going to find in the hood. 3 things you're going to find in any black neighborhood. What you going to find, brother, in the black neighborhood? You're going to find a bunch of churches with white Jesus. You're going to find a liquor store. And you're going to find Chinese food. You didn't know I was going to say that 3rd one, did you? But that's the truth, isn't it? You're going to find a liquor store. You're going to find churches. And you're going to find Chinese food. Take out. Any black neighborhood you go to, that's what you're going to find. Huh? That's it. That's the way it is, man. That's the way it is. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, the Most High getting ready to change all that. He getting ready to change all that. You're going to have a whole nation of righteousness. You're going to have a whole nation. He's going to settle us in land that belonged to our fathers. He's going to redo that land. Brothers and sisters, I was telling my wife today, the Bible says that when the Messiah returns in the twinkling of an eye, we're going to receive new bodies, like celestial bodies. We're going to be strong, brothers and sisters. Remember what you was like? See, I'm 58. I'm old. Even though I told my wife I'm just as strong now as I was when I was 28, I'm still getting old. I gotta be honest. But you know what? Imagine, man, I'm going to be like I was when I was 19. What? Imagine you being as young and as strong and as vibrant as you was when you was 19, 20 years old? Forever? Oh my goodness, man. Not being tired, having a body that doesn't get tired. Eyes that never get dim. If he wants us to rebuild this thing, we have the energy to do it, man. We have fun doing it, right? We have fun doing it. We have so much energy. We'll have so much togetherness and unity. Praise the Most High. It's going to be wonderful. The kingdom is coming and it's going to be wonderful. Praise the Most High, Yah. Don't worry about these old bodies. He getting ready to give us something that never gets old, never gets tired. He getting ready to do this for us very shortly. Praise the Most High. And we're going to be wearing white. See, you ain't got to go to the store and buy white. I mean, it's cute. It's cool. White, white is clean, right? You wear white, it's clean. But when the Bible says he's going to give us fine linen, clean and right, which is the righteousness of saints. Woo. Ooh, man, riding on white horses up in this piece, coming in here deep. That's what's coming. Coming soon. Praise the Most High, Yah. Coming soon. Yeah, the heathen, they're going to bear their shame. It's coming. It's coming, brothers and sisters. The time is turning. And you're going to see, as I said, you're going to see these Caucasians get more and more angry. And those of you that are Caucasian that's following this truth, they're going to be angrier at you than they are at me. Oh, yes, they're going to be angrier at you. You're going to be called a nigger lover. There's no question about it. I'm just telling you how it's going to be. They're going to be angrier at you. Don't think you're getting no pass. You not. If you're going to catch the same penny, you're going to catch the same hell. That's what's going to happen. Just trying to tell you. That's the way it's going to be. See? If you're going to get the same penny as us, you're going to catch the same hell. Okay? That's just how it is. But you got to decide you want to follow the truth and that you're going to follow the Messiah and the Father regardless. You got to come to that point. That's why there's not going to be many of the heathen that come to this truth. Not going to be a lot of y'all. But that's all good. Y'all that do come, you're going to be blessed. Praise the Most High. Not going to be blessed with this world's money, but most of you never have anyway, right? I'm not telling you nothing. You seen a lot of your cousins get money. You seen a lot of your sisters and brothers get money, but y'all ain't got none. You know that. One of the reasons you come to this truth. Most High has blessed you. You can experience a little bit what we go through. A little bit. But you're going to catch some of that hell. You got to. If you're going to be part of us, you got to get initiated. And you're going to catch it. But don't worry, the Most High getting us through it, and you now our sisters and brothers, He gonna get you through it too. Praise the Most High, Yah. Just trust in His word. Trust in His word, and He will bring you through. Praise the Most High, Yah. Put your white robe on like us, and we're gonna ride together. It's all good. It's all good. Praise the Most High. Praise the Most High, Yah. I'm going to stop here for tonight. We're going to start again tomorrow at verse 12. Praise the Most High. And we're going to continue. I don't want to rush through this thing. It's sweet, man. This word is sweet. It's a good word. Praise the Most High. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's a good word. It's a good